While serving tables, I witnessed a family's perfect dinner unravel when their son's secret came out through dessert. I was serving this family celebrating their son's college graduation at our upscale steakhouse. Parents probably in their 50s, dressed nice, the kind of people who order the expensive wine without checking prices. Their son looked about 22, wearing a suit that didn't quite fit right, kept tugging at the collar. Something felt off from the moment they sat down, but I couldn't figure out what. The parents kept toasting him, talking about Stanford and his bright future in finance, asking about his apartment in San Francisco. He smiled, but it never reached his eyes. Every time his dad mentioned the investment banking job starting in 2 weeks, the kid's hand would shake slightly when he reached for his water glass. I thought maybe he was just nervous about starting work or had pre-graduation jitters. The dinner went smoothly through appetizers and entrees. Dad ordered the ribeye, Mom got salmon, son picked the cheapest thing on the menu despite his parents insisting he get whatever he wanted. They asked for our signature dessert, this elaborate chocolate thing we light on fire tableside. I went to grab it from the kitchen, and when I came back with the flaming dessert, I noticed the son's phone face up on the table. It buzzed. The mom glanced at it reflexively, and her face went completely white. I set down the dessert, but nobody was looking at it anymore. The dad asked what was wrong. Mom picked up the phone with shaking hands, read something, then just stared at her son. Why does this say you withdrew from Stanford in February? The table went silent. I was standing there with my lighter still out, the dessert flames dying down between them. The son's face turned red. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. His dad grabbed the phone from his mom and started scrolling, his expression shifting from confusion to anger. You've been lying to us for 5 months? The tuition payments, the apartment, everything? The son finally spoke, voice barely above a whisper. I couldn't do it anymore. The pressure, the expectations. I was failing everything and having panic attacks before every exam. His mom started crying. Why didn't you tell us? We could have helped you, gotten you a tutor, anything. The dad cut in, his voice getting louder. We paid $60,000 this year for you to do what exactly? Sit in an apartment lying to us? The son stood up suddenly, his chair scraping loudly. I got a job. I've been working at a coffee shop and doing graphic design freelance. I'm actually happy for the first time in 3 years. His dad stood up too. Happy? You threw away Stanford for minimum wage and you're happy? Other diners were starting to stare now. I backed away slightly but stayed close enough to hear. The mom was sobbing into her napkin. Everyone at the club knows you're at Stanford. Everyone. How am I supposed to face them now? That's when the son's voice got stronger. This isn't about me, is it? It's about what you get to tell your friends at the club. His dad's face was purple now. We sacrificed everything for your education. Your mother went back to work. We refinanced the house. And you just decided to throw it all away without even telling us? The son pulled out his wallet and threw down what looked like $300 in cash on the table. That's for dinner. I've been saving because I knew this was coming eventually. I can't keep pretending to be someone I'm not just so you can brag about me. His voice cracked. I'm sorry I'm not the son you wanted. I'm sorry Stanford didn't fix whatever was wrong with me. I'm sorry my happiness isn't worth as much as your reputation. He walked toward the exit and I noticed other servers had stopped what they were doing to watch. His mom stood up. Daniel, wait, please. But he kept walking. His dad yelled after him. If you walk out that door, don't expect us to keep paying for that apartment. The son stopped, turned around. I stopped taking your money in March. I'd rather have 3 roommates in peace than luxury and panic attacks. Then he left. The parents sat back down in complete silence. The mom was shaking, mascara running down her face. The dad just stared at the $300 on the table. I didn't know what to do, so I quietly asked if they wanted me to box up the dessert. The dad laughed, this horrible bitter sound. Box up the dessert. Sure. Can you box up the last 22 years too? The mom stood up, grabbed her purse, and walked out without a word. The dad sat there alone for another 10 minutes, not moving, just staring at the melted chocolate dessert. When he finally got up to leave, he didn't take the $300 his son left, just walked out and left it sitting there next to the burned out candles on the dessert plate. I told my manager what happened and she said to use the $300 for their bill and keep the change for myself. I couldn't do it. I tracked down the son's Instagram through one of the hashtags on his phone screen I'd seen, sent him a DM explaining I was his server and his parents left the money. He came back to the restaurant the next day and I gave him the cash. He told me he'd been working 80-hour weeks between 3 jobs to afford therapy and rent after he withdrew. 6 months later, he came in with a girl who had a small art gallery opening invitation she was showing him. He was wearing clothes that actually fit, and when he smiled at her, it reached his eyes this time.